Wargame, Red Dragon is the latest title in the spectacular RTS series. You have over 1,300 combat units available in Red Dragon, the design and behavior of which have been faithfully reproduced from real vehicles. Reconnaissance is your main weapon. It allows you to assess the composition and capabilities of the opposing army to help you plan your tactics. All the unit types will be useful in your battle strategy. The artillery can maintain offensive pressure at long range, while your conventional forces penetrate enemy defenses. Use air attacks to mount lightning attacks on the enemy's strategic points, but watch out for the anti-aircraft defense, because your airborne units are fragile and expensive. Remember to establish supply lines too. What good is a tank without shells or fuel? The infantry also plays a special role in modern warfare and can be rapidly deployed from transport vehicles in places where it will be most effective. Urban areas and forests, potential death traps for heavily armored units. In Red Dragon, the conflict shifts to Asia, where you must exploit the specific terrain and features of the various battlefields. Use high positions to surprise convoys and hollows in the terrain to conduct stealth maneuvers. Conceal your forces in wooded areas to launch ambushes. Smoke screens are also an excellent way of camouflaging your troops. Waterways gain additional importance with the introduction of combat ships, landing craft, and amphibious units that can move equally well on land and sea. These mechanisms will be crucial in every battle, not only in the new dynamic campaign, but also in multiplayer mode, during incredibly intense conflicts involving up to 20 players simultaneously.
Thanks to Eugen services, Wargame European Escalation offers a full-fledged multiplayer experience. In Wargame, players get their own profile page so they can keep track of their progress in solo campaign, their performance in multiplayer, and the achievements they unlock. The player's level is an indication of their overall experience and knowledge of the game. Eugen makes interactions between players easy. Form a friend network and keep in touch with your sparring partners. Invite them to join a conversation, a match, or create together a team and battle other players' clans. With a wide range of huge maps, up to 150 square kilometers, multiplayer battlefields in Wargame can welcome up to 8 players simultaneously. From 1-to-1 to 4-against-4, all setups are possible, and a skilled lone wolf will be able to challenge 4 players at a time. Casual users will enjoy friendly matches, while players looking for a challenge will get a kick out of the competitive mode. Built around a widely accepted ELO rating system, Wargame's competitive modes pits players of similar levels against each other in ranked matches. Competitive players will evolve within the different leagues and climb their way up the official worldwide rankings. One of the most unique features of Wargame's online play is the creation of army decks. Featuring a staggering choice of over 360 different units, players can build their own armies by unlocking units and adding the ones they want to use to their deck. This allows them to freely customize their army according to their preferences. In-game, players will be able to select and place on the battlefield any unit they have added to their current deck by spending the command points allocated to each player at the start of the game. This will constitute the vanguard of your forces, which will fight into battles to come. Thanks to special units called command units, players can capture the command zones spread around the battlefield. Whoever controls these zones receive new command points, allowing them to call for reinforcements to replace lost units reinforce their squadron, or make up for their army's weaknesses. In the end, a sharp sense of tactics and good communication between team members is what will allow you to crush your opponent's army.
We're going either to choose to lead the NATO troops and then contain the offensive from the Warsaw Pact, or we're going to command the Soviet forces in order to conquer Scandinavia. In this dynamic campaign, the choices you will make will have a huge impact on the upcoming events. Your victories or defeats and the random events will impact your political points. Those political remember that any loss is permanent, so do your best to protect your troops. Different zones of the map bear different levels of importance. For example, capturing a capital city will have a political impact, but it will not directly affect military operations. On the contrary, controlling sea harbors and airports will enable you to intensify deployment and will give you new strategic opportunities. Various combat groups such as Marines, paratroopers, airborne troops, mechanized, armored, show different setups and capabilities, and the tremendous strategic possibilities.
Different realistic units coming from 12 different countries are present in the game. We have a very large amount of infantry, vehicles, tanks, helicopters, and aircraft. A deck has a limited amount of activation points. The more units you add in a category, the more it costs in terms of activation points. When you add a unit to your deck, you add a group containing several units of this kind. The number of units of this group depends on the level of experience you have chosen. You can also decide to specialize your deck to get some very interesting bonuses. For example, a national deck will grant you more activation points.